Ladies and gentlemen, it's pre-match preview time. Manchester City are away at Watford on Saturday. 5 o'clock, 5:30 kickoff or something horrendous like that. I can only feel sorry for those Manchester City fans who have got to travel all the way down to Watford for a 5-something kickoff, only to come home past midnight. It's almost as if the Premier League doesn't give a toss and doesn't think these things through.
Well, I know Kevin De Bruyne has trained in the last day or two, so I'm not saying he's a definite start. He may be on the bench, but that's at least some good news. John Stones, it's been reported that he's had some sort of cold. I don't think it's COVID related, because I think they would have been honest and said would have been COVID, because I think that would be saying that he's out for longer. So I think we could possibly see Stones back. So
I'd love to see that. I love John Stones.
There's a few bit there. Jack Grealish came on for the last 5 minutes at Villa Park, so he's probably back into contention. Phil Foden was on the bench. Does that mean, but he didn't get on at Villa Park, so does that mean he's not quite ready? And he was there to make up numbers? We don't know. I mean, we'll find out more in Pep's press conference. But for me, I'll be honest with you, I'd be quite happy with maybe giving Cancelo a rest, putting Walker back in the right back, and keeping Zinchenko at left back, because I think Zinchenko was one of our best players at Villa Park on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
I really did.
He was really good.
Yeah,
I was thinking about the other end of the pitch, Martin. I was thinking about dropping Mahrez out, moving Sterling over onto the right-hand side, which we all favour Raheem Sterling out on the right-hand side, sticking with Gabriel Jesus through the middle, and then bringing Jack Grealish back in on the left-hand side, give him another go at it.
So I'm the opposite to you, Rob, on that. I would... Now, listen, this is what I would do. I don't think Pep will do it. Maybe give Bernardo the rest and put Grealish in Bernardo's role. We don't know where we are with Gundogan at the moment. We don't know where we're at. Will it be a Fernandinho? Will it be a Rodri? You've got to remember, I don't think there's going to be loads of rotation in this game. But a simple fact is we've got Leipzig coming up, and I think that's when the rest will come in from.
Yeah, I totally agree on the one. I think it will be relatively full strength. I think the Rodri and Fernandinho thing's not even a thing. I think it will be Rodri. It will be Rodri, absolutely. But I'm just thinking, Sterling is in a good vein of form at the minute. Keep that going. Keep him in the team.
Putting him on the right.
Putting him on the right side gives him even more chance to carry on this good run.
Yeah.
Reintegrating Grealish into the team's not a bad idea. Personally, I'd save Phil Foden for the Leipzig game, because that's a nice, easy road back into the first team.
I'd save De Bruyne for the Leipzig as well.
Same with De Bruyne as well, yeah. And your thought there about bringing Grealish into the middle and giving Bernardo a rest. I think Bernardo's got to play. He's pivotal. He's crucial.
No, I get that. I do get that.
I also feel that Cole Palmer should be given a shout as well, because if Foden's not going to come back into the team, I think, either play him out on the wing like he has been successful.
Well, I think it was the game the other day, the 2-1 win the other day. I think that Cole Palmer, I think he was nailed on to come on for like 30 minutes in that game, but we weren't as in control of it as we wanted to be, so that's why he didn't feature. I think if we get 2 early goals against Watford, let's say we go 2-0 up or 3-0 up or something like that against Watford, which is well within our power to do because we've done it many times against Watford, but I think if it gets to about the 60-minute mark and we're 2-3-0 up, then I think Bernardo will come off and Cole Palmer will come on, because I think he's the most natural fit. Martin's making the argument there for Grealish coming into the Bernardo role. It's chalk and cheese for me.
Yes,
but Jack Grealish is more of a Gundogan sort of substitute. So I think if we are way ahead in that game, then I'd love to see Cole Palmer come on for 30 minutes and give Bernardo that rest. Bernardo might never need resting. He might never need resting, but at the end of the day, why risk an injury? If we lose a pivotal player like Rodri or Bernardo now, coming into this Christmas period, I'm frightened. So let's ease off Bernardo and give him breaks. Let his muscles recover. What do you think?
Well, I would tend to agree with that. I don't think he will. Again, we're giving our viewpoints. You know, we know Pep. I think he will go as strong as possible. And Leipzig will be the one where players get rested. Watford's an interesting one because if you look at Watford since Dilly Dilly Dong's come in, Mr. Ranieri, Watford are a team that will score goals, but they leave the back door wide open. If you look, they concede 4s and 3s and 5s quite easy.
Yeah, you look in the last 5 games. I mean, the last game being Chelsea, it was a 2-1 finish, but they still scored against Chelsea, which is Chelsea are one of the best teams right now defensively. You look at Leicester, it was a 4-2, so, you know, Leicester aren't a bad team. United, well, that was a catastrophic for United. But again, you know, losing to 1-0 against Arsenal, and then it was a 1-0 against Southampton. So, you know, they've proven recently they can put goals away. They just, at the back is where they're suspect.
It's because they don't park the bus. They don't go with 10 men at the back and play everything else and just pray. And I don't think they'll do that against us.
They were like a better version of Norwich under Daniel Farke, weren't they, really?
Yeah, and I don't think they'll do that against us. And I'll be honest with you, I can see us getting 4 or 5 on Saturday because of the way Watford play. I mean, that is to the credit probably of Ranieri. It's not very smart in a relegation sort of battle, but he's brave. He's got no fear about him. He believes in the right style of football. You play us, we'll play you. And they have got some cracking attacking players. They really have. It's just that the problem is, at the back, they're a shambles. They're an absolute shambles at the back. And unfortunately, we have got the players that will punish them for doing that. Because if they try and attack us, we will just put them to a sword.
Well, the thing is, Martin, the thing is about these sort of teams is sometimes it's not really a case of what their plan A is. It's about whether they can get the bloody ball off us. If Watford can't get the ball off us, then they're going to be forced into defending heavily, Martin. And look, the ultimate scenario, like we've alluded to for the last 6-7 minutes, is that we go that 2 or 3 or 4 goals up. If we do that, we're in dreamland because we can rest everybody we need to rest if that happens. So we can only hope for that. Ozzy?
Yeah, they've got at the moment for Watford is that, you know, they are in a relegation battle right now. They're currently in 17th place, just above Burnley, which Burnley have proven that, you know, they've got themselves out of the relegation fight plenty of times over the last few seasons. So, you know, they could easily slip down very easily. I mean, Norwich are on their way back up, like we've said. And they've also got like a huge injury list currently Watford have. So they're missing some crucial players. So for them, they're going to want to. Well, they're not going to want to lose, but if I was Ranieri, I'd be looking to get at least a draw out of this. You know what I mean? At least.
I think a draw is impossible. Listen, unless they do put 10 defenders on, a draw is impossible. But what's damage limitations for Ranieri out of this game? Keeping it from being a cricket score, just in case they are actually in that relegation battle that you're suggesting.
I genuinely don't think he's that bothered about that.
Okay, fine.
I really
tell
don't.
us why, then, man. Tell us why.
Because I think Ranieri, if you look at Leicester, he likes to play with a bit of suave. He went to Goodison Park, 5-2. Against Arsenal, they were down to 10 men and only got beat 1-0. United, they turned on the style. Leicester, 4-2. They will keep going and going and going and going. Ranieri has this never say die attitude.
I'll say it again, man.
It was that never say die attitude.
Listen, mate, I agree with your impassioned speech and I agree with what they did against United and stuff like that. But the thing is, they won't have the ball against us. They won't have possession. The game the other night against Aston Villa, mate, if you remember back to the commentary that we were doing, it said that City had, 65-75% of the possession. And I asked everybody, look, can somebody point out when Villa actually had the ball?
Yeah.
When did Villa have their 20? When did they have their 15-20% of the possession? Because it just didn't feel like they had any touch of the ball. And
look how they play their wingers.
I get that, but it's still the same deal for Watford. If they want to hurt us, they've got to have possession of the bloody ball, and I just don't see them having it.
Watford, it's going to be very much a counter attack. Is where they're going to be looking to hit us. Do you know what I mean? And they're going to try and put as many bodies in front of that of the goal to stop us from scoring. I mean, because that is still one of our bigger issues is we're not scoring as many goals as we have over previous seasons. We're not being clinical, and we can put the ball in the back of the net, but we're not doing it to the level we have been doing over the last few seasons.
You're right
so
about
that's
that. I mean, there was a point 2-3 years ago where we'd blow a team away 5, 6, 7 in Watford, especially in the FA Cup final. We've done that against Norwich this season, and we've done that against Arsenal this season. But both of those teams were woeful when they played us. Absolutely woeful when they played us.
And we've got to do it.
I do expect Watford to be more defensively organised, and it is at that time of the season where the nitty-gritty teams prove themselves. But I still think we've got far too much, and we'll have far too much possession for them to even be a threat to us. And I don't want to read my words after saying this, but
what we have to do, Rob. Because you look at the goal difference, I know, because let's be honest, Chelsea, ourselves and Liverpool, we're now forming a gap. And if you look, yes, we are point behind Chelsea.
The only stat we're not matching them on. The only stat we're not matching them on is goals scored. Absolutely, Martin, absolutely.
We have, at some point, like Ozzy just said, we're not taking our chances. We're going to have to, because this league is that tight up the minute, and them three are that tight. Do you know what? Goal difference could be a factor.
Yeah, and we're nowhere near the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool
exactly.
right now.
We're bottom of that. We have to get, because Liverpool are going out and bashing teams 4 and 5. Chelsea are capable of it. They're not doing it so much, but we have to get back into our rhythm. And whether that is a striker in January, we don't know. We'll see in the future.
Absolutely. Right, come on then. So come on then. Let's put it on the line. Tell us what we're going to beat Watford by. I can't believe I'm being this arrogant and confident, but
I'm going to say 3-0.
4-1 Manchester City.
3-0.
I think they'll get a goal in the. I think they'll get a goal in the dying minutes, but we'll smack 4 past them in the first 60. We'll rest Rodri. We'll rest Bernardo. We'll have a big happy smile on our face, and Ederson will be the only one upset because he's not got a clean sheet. But they won't score until like the 92nd minute, and it'll be off Rodri's backside, or it'll be off. I don't know. Ederson he'll pick up his Nintendo Switch instead of the ball, or something like that, and it'll go in. Ozzy?
I think it'll be more of a 3-1. I think we will. There's a possibility of us conceding just because on the counter attack I can see it happening. But I think City have proven in the past that against Watford, we should be good enough on the day to beat them. But we just need to be more clinical.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to reiterate, it is key for me personally, and I hope you're in agreement. It's key that we get our goals nice and early, and we can wrap everyone up in cotton wool and move on. And because let's put it this way: if we wrap the Watford game up early, then it's almost as if we've got 2 games of break. Then, because the Leipzig game is, me, Martin, and Ozzy could play in the Leipzig game, and it would
even let them travel. Don't even take them.
Exactly, it would make no difference.
Stay at home.
It'd make no difference. Pride and prestige, and for those travelling, it might be a bit unfortunate. But whatever happens in the Leipzig game,
there's no one travelling.
Well, there you go. So look, we've got 30 minutes of the Watford game to relax, and then an entire 90 minutes against Leipzig to relax, and then we can be back at it again for the.
There'll be no fans to get them entertained. It'll just they can literally go to Leipzig, and it can become a training game.
You can go to Leipzig and get out the Lilos. There you go. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Take care.